Also, several crises are taking a toll on President Biden's approval rating, even among his base. A new poll finds that overall, only 41% say he's doing a good job. But among Democrats, the picture is also dire. The president losing 20 points within his own party in just the last 6 months. Joining us now is former Clinton advisor and pollster Mark Penn. So, Mark, when you see a number like that and you look around at the other polls, what goes through your mind?
Well, there are simply no more Republicans and independents left in order to say he's not doing a good job. So then his Democratic base starts to erode. You know, I always say that the absolute base is around 40. It's very hard to go below 40. In the Harris poll that came out 2 days ago, he's at 39. So I see the same kind of numbers here on the president.
Okay, call for number 2, guys. Generic ballot. Our Fox polling found this. Who would you prefer? Now, Democratic candidate 43%, Republican 44%. In a close election, Mark, you know that can add up to a lot come next November. But this number strikes me from Pew. 21% of the public is satisfied with the way things are going in the U.S. You think about that number, 21%. I have thought that his best chance of turning something around quickly is if Omicron is the last wave and the pandemic starts to fade and we really start to go back to a sense of normalcy across the country, not just in certain states and certain cities, and that could happen possibly in the spring of this year. That might help that number. What is your feeling on that?
Well, the president has the double-barreled problem of people are upset that the virus is continuing, but I think even more importantly now that inflation has raged, and therefore so few people think the economy is going in the right direction. As you know, when things are going badly, the ins get voted out. And that can be a very powerful force here, and I rarely have seen numbers this bad in recent times.
You have a lot of Democrats who have already decided to retire, so that provides some opening. Now, some of these are going to be safe Democratic seats, but you can take a look at our board there. There's a lot of them. And also, this call for number 3 I thought was interesting, is would you say the Democratic Party has overall a lot of good ideas, 44%, and few good ideas, almost no good ideas, that's 54%. So, Mark, you were part of the turnaround that Bill Clinton was able to do. Do you see that as a possibility for Biden right now?
Well, as you know, the turnaround with President Clinton happened after the '94 congressional elections. Here, you know, at that time, President Clinton thought he was going to win those elections. Here, it's clear a year out that if they want to have a chance of saving the presidency and this election, they need to do a massive pivot. Right? I've suggested, well, maybe he's got to reach out and unify the country. Maybe on January 6th, he should prosecute those who were violent and pardon those who were nonviolent and bring the country together, and then carve up Build Back Better into 1 or 2 smaller bills that could get bipartisan approval. Maybe put together, you know, a bipartisan task force on the vaccine and the virus.
It doesn't look, Mark, like they're doing any of that. In the meantime, you had Speaker Pelosi announce yesterday that she's going to run for re-election. She'll be 81 years old. And you even had a pundit on CNN basically say she should hang up the cleats.
Yeah, and, you know, she is the most disliked political figure on the stage today. It's even more inexplicable that she's going to keep running and therefore be, you know, a poster, I think, you know, against the Democratic Party the Republicans will use in all their ads. 4 more years, 2 more years of Nancy Pelosi. What a mistake.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing here. You just said a moment ago, did you say rarely or never have you seen numbers this low?
Well, rarely. I mean, President Bush had some very low numbers at the end of his administration.
Like historically, Mark, when has it been this poor?
Well, I've rarely seen the president lose basically his basic personal characteristic of being likable, the economy turn, the main issue, the virus turn, and have immigration and crime on top of it. This is a really difficult situation for the most schooled of White Houses. This one seems to be ignoring it and plowing straight ahead.
It's a long list.
Mark Penn, good to see you.
Come back, Mark.
Always. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.